It's scary for me that people are not seeing, the distinction between being pro-Palestinian and condemning Hamas and terror organizations.
This is a Visegrad 24 series about the Israel-Hamas War.
Today we have Maya, who is an American Israeli.
I was born in Israel, but then my dad was born in Chicago, so there goes my citizenship, but also I lived in California when I was a younger girl.
Nice. And on October 7th?
I was at the Nova Festival with my fiance and a group of friends. Because I'm an American citizen, I was asked to come and meet senators and congressmen, and I did it for 6 days. And then I started doing interviews for Fox, for CNN, for all these channels. And as I was waiting for my turn, I could just see what's happening in college campuses. And I'm a recent graduate myself, and it just hurt me to see all the rising antisemitism and the fact that people have excuses for what happened to us, justifications, they deserve it. They, look what happens now. And everyone needs to just remember that on October 6th, we had a truce. There was nothing, no occupation, no anything, no war on October 6th, just two sides, sort of coexisting. And we weren't the ones who breached this truce. We weren't the ones who attacked innocents in the worst possible way. And, a lot of people I heard, when I was in the States saying like, this is resistance of the Palestinians. And I normally don't talk politics when I'm sharing my story, but I have to say this: the Arabs, the Bedouins, the Thailands, the people who were abducted, who were slaughtered, who were abused and raped, they were not even Jews. And so to say that this was an act of resistance is really just so disrespectful to all these innocents. And, I always cared about, innocence on the Palestinian side. I always cared about, peace and coexistence. But now I see that in order for it to happen, actions must be taken, because they have this ideology of just being hateful. And it's just so wrong, because we just need to just love life and to just love people. And it won't just go away if we just let them now have a state. There has to be a long-term solution in order for there to be a peace in the Middle East, to be peace between Israel and Palestine. And no one in Israel, wants to have apartheid, to control everyone. We just want to prosper, to thrive, to have kids, to have families, to be happy. And now it just seems like we're so far from it, really.
You've been speaking for the past month and a half in the States. What made you so compelled to share your story? Because not everyone has been sharing their story as much.
Fake news. A lot of people are just filled with fake news, because today we're the generations of the TikTok, of the Instagram, of the quick, video. You don't even need to have education or qualifications to speak your truth and to have believers and followers. Yeah, the truth. To speak your truth. Truth can be objective and can be subjective. Yeah. And when people are just following, their favorite rapper or their favorite actress, and they just, share stuff, and it's not even, I can say I'm mad at them. It's the problem of the entire generation, that we're just so quick on just sharing and reposting, and we're not, thinking of the consequences of our actions. And, it took, the whole world maybe 10 seconds to put the blame finger on Israel when the explosion on the hospital with 500 people supposedly killed. And it's like, how can you even tell? There have been proof of women being raped, Jewish women being raped and abused on October 7th and killed as they were raped. And the whole world was so hard on believing. But it took them 10 seconds to understand that it was Israel. No one even cared. How would you know within 10 seconds that 500 were killed? Could you, run so fast, 10 seconds and count all the dead? No. It's just fake news.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think they're so quick to blame?
First, I think a lot of people are anti-Semitism. I think a lot of people, now there's been a claim where you can be not anti-Semitism, but anti-Zionist. But it's really the same. They didn't ask me on October 7th, hey, are you anti-Semitism? Are you Zionist? Are you just Jewish? Are you even pro-peace? Are you against peace? They didn't care. They just came to slaughter. And, it's so easy to judge from afar. But, our responsibility and the fact that I decided to stay is to give everyone who hears me a validation, a true story. I have videos proving everything that's happened to me. I have a dash camera documenting. I also have videos of my friend's story and me. So by me reaching to their campus, their community, just sharing my story, it will give them, the proof they need. Show me a proof that this happened. I don't believe they threw grenades. Like, hello, I have videos. I wish it was fake news. It hurts me to see presidents of Ivy Leagues, of colleges that I've always, read about in movies like Harvard, saying it depends on the context. Is raping your kid, it depends on the context. Why would any kid deserve to be raped? Why would any person deserves to be slaughtered? Why would any person deserves to be kidnapped? It doesn't depend on a context. It's just morally wrong. And you should, just the fact that you're not encouraging racism and violence towards ethnicity groups, why is this okay when it comes to Jews? Why are we different? Why is the UN? Why is the Red Cross? Where's the Red Cross? They're supposed to come and check on the kidnapped. Why do I not know what's going on with the hostages? Why do they not care? This is what breaks my heart, because now we see the hypocrisy. Yeah. Now we're seeing the anti-Semitism.
How does it feel for you to see the rallies, the pro-Palestinian rallies? And
it's scary. It's scary for me that people are not seeing, the distinction between being pro-Palestinian and condemning Hamas and terror organizations. I don't care about your political view. You don't have to, agree with me on 100%. Even my fiance and I, we disagree on certain things. But the moral thing we all have to agree on is to condemn terror. Yeah. And it's just easy. And to see people are parading Hamas and are saying they have the justifications, they can do it because Israel, no, there's no buts. Right. No country should kidnap kids, should kidnap soldiers, should kidnap and use them as prisoners and abuse and slaughter them. It's just wrong. We've seen footage that they've posted on their Telegram channels and on social media that a lot of the people that entered weren't necessarily Hamas or Jihad. A lot of them were just civilians. Some older, some younger, not even wearing uniform, just wearing civilian clothing, some with crutches. When I saw them doing it, when I saw them killing and enjoying it, how can the world just ignore it? The day after, a lot of people are more focused on the numbers than to the cause. Yeah. And of course, I'm sad that there are people dying, and I believe that amongst the Palestinian casualty, there were innocents there. But I'm sorry, did we ever, under World War II, stop attacking Germany, who, and just saying, oh, they're innocent Germans? No, they just did a genocide. They had to be stopped no matter the cost, of course. And Israel, I have to say, IDF is the most moral army in the world. They always alert before bombing. They always try to clear civilians. They always are upfront at their planning. Please evacuate from here. Did they tell me to evacuate on October 7th?
Why do you think college students in the U.S. how can they sympathize with Hamas?
I asked.
How do you see that?
I asked, and the responses that I got are, first, that because Jews are mostly white and privileged, that and compared to the Arabs, they're always will be considered as the oppressors and the evil ones, and the Arabs are poor and in need and whatever. And also anti-Semitism. A lot of people are just ignorant, and they're being anti-Semitism, not even, fully aware of themselves. Because when you're saying, I condemn terror, except,
Yeah.
yeah.
Except in this specific case, when it comes to Israel.
Yeah, and I have to say, firstly, Jews are not white privileged. There are Jews from every color, every ethnicity. It's a religion, not a color. And secondly, the Palestinians have been given money, fuel, water, supplies.
Yeah, billions of dollars in
Billions of
international
dollars
aid.
from Qatar, from Saudi and Arab, from Israel, Israel delivering fuel and water. And yet it all goes to weapon and to evil. You can even see, it's in the schools, it's in the hospitals. The hospitals are places for attack rooms, and they ship grenades and rockets and missiles from there. And also, there are puzzles where they just show violence to the kids. And for me, it's like, where's the world? Like, why is this okay to educate young people on an ideology of just hate and destruction and genocide calls? How is this not enough to stop them?
Right. If this is not the solution, what is the solution?
Assemble an army and just, force peace. Just stay there for hundreds of years so generations will pass. There will be no war in between, and intervene with the education. And there you go. There will be peace, because Israel's always said yes to the peace offering. I've always said, okay, let's compromise. Okay, let's give this territory. Okay, let's do this. And it's always backfired. And it's always, the world is so interested in this situation. There are so many, genocides in the world, and struggles within nations and religious and terror organizations even. And the whole world is very, very interested in the conflict between Israel and Palestine. And this is such hypocrisy that everyone is just so interested, but are not really willing to fix it. Like, if you care about this situation, please come and help us. People in Israel, we're the startup nations. Every time something bad happened to us, we could be like the Palestinians, be like, okay, we were robbed, let's go and attack, let's go and kill and destruct. But every single time something happened to us, we decided there's a decision. You can either fall or you can grow. And we always chose the light. Even now, for me, I can be depressed. I can be in my home, just be scared, just put my life away. But I'm trying to focus on the good things. I'm trying to focus on my wedding, my upcoming wedding. I'm trying Thank you. I'm trying to focus on what good I can do, how I can influence people, how I can share my story and maybe give them motivation. I'm trying to focus on the light. And I think this is what the Jews do so much good. And I hope, for the Palestinians, that when it comes to this junction, maybe the world needs to push, but they should choose also to prosper, not to fall. They always go for the destruction, for the mass kill, for the terror, the Palestinians, and we have to change it around.